Okay, this is an in-service training video on service calls relative to Sears and Conn's home electronics television fixes. And at this point, you should have already introduced yourself to the client after identifying yourself, going through the scope of work that's going to be delivered for that day so that there is an understanding on that end user's part. Now, per their standard operating procedure, you should be taking pictures before you start the work and pictures after you start the work. So after all that is done with regard to intro, pause and take a pic or two. More importantly, our Sears client and the Conn's home electronic partner want us to take pictures of serial numbers and part numbers as well. What we have here is a Samsung curved television. I'm assuming this is a 62 inch? 65. Close, but no cigar for me today. All right, so I'm gonna gently pull this out. And note, guys, I'm wearing gloves for a specific reason. That's to prevent any scratching or even smudge marks on the screen. Pictures are an important part of your deliverables, so make sure you get good, clear pictures that are legible. All right, next we're going to go ahead and be extremely careful, especially with these curved television screens, about laying them somewhere. I recommend that you bring a drop cloth with you. Cotton if you can, because it's going to prevent any scratching. If not, use an available. We've got a huge ottoman here with sufficient cushion to distribute the weight of the television, so we're going to use that for now. You want to pause that and give me a hand? Too long?
Okay.
We'll just take a part two. Okay. We have a variety of connection types here along the back. If April will be kind enough to zoom in on these individual connections, you want to be extremely delicate and careful in removing these peripherals as you're going to be changing out that entire screen. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and once we're done, we'll go ahead and come back on. But remember, you want to be able to have all of your serial numbers, etc., for these individual parts that we'll be touching and replacing. So go ahead and do that before you even start work. We'll cut it right there and be right back. All right, just very quickly, I wanted to reconnect this connection, these two connections. Okay. I wanted to reconnect to show how to release these without doing any damage, okay? When seating these back in, make sure that they click. To get it to release, I simply add a little bit of pressure to the end of this clip, doing my best not to cut those wires, and then we pull. Same with these. These ribbon connections are a little more tricky. You'll see a little tab right here. Flip this tab up, and now you can go ahead and pull your ribbon connection out of your peripheral. One more type to discuss, and that's the connective cord from the primary to the main board. and these are right there on the side. You pinch like this and pull back simultaneously. And sometimes you got to shimmy it a little bit. Well, this one's being stubborn, but there we go. Okay. Turn my torque on my cordless drill down to about 4. That's about as torqued as we want these screws. Because as you can see with regard to the back of this LED television, and even your LCDs, they're really nothing more than transistors, circuit boards, and microprocessors, no different than your computer. And that's what we do at BeiTek. We make IT simple. Well, except for having butterfingers and dropping screws, right? All right, we can come back once we're... Okay, guys. So now our repair is complete. We've installed a new LED panel, moved over the main board, as well as swapped out the primary control board, which houses all of our networking and the microprocessors. So now we're going to remove our protective laminate from their brand new screen and give it a whirl. Coming on. Thoroughly unscripted here. And we've got a crack on the screen. Look.
I paused. Go ahead.
Well, guys, this happens sometimes where the replacement peripherals and parts that are sent are not functional. Ma'am, if you would, I want to show you. If you want to take a look over here, the screen that they sent you was damaged in a couple of different spots, and we've already noted one on the platform. This one we're just now noticing. If you'll come to my side, you'll see a crack, like a hairline crack, that waves down diagonally down the TV.
And then the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, and this bottom right-hand corner here also was also cracked. Now, what they sent you was the primary control board. Right. They didn't swap out a main board with that unit, and it's not powering on. So I'm thinking that's where the problem is, because that's where the transformer that takes it to AC power steps it down to DC, so it can send it across those boards that are connected back there. So I was surprised that they didn't send it, but unfortunately this is not a successful fix, because they sent you some defective stuff.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Speak.
All right, this is a teachable moment, because it's not a perfect world out here in the field. And as you can see by this instance, this is not a successful service call or installation. And unfortunately, the client's issue is not resolved, but cons, because it was their equipment that was sent out, their parts and their screw up, they're gonna follow up and fix it. And in that sense, you've done your job, close out the work order, upload all deliverables, remember before and after pictures, pictures of serial numbers, collect all executed serial numbers off of here if you can as well, get your signatures and initials. And don't forget to remind your customer that someone is going to call and grade your professionalism and your service, cleanliness, etc. overall. And that's it. Thanks for choosing BeiTek. As above, so below. We make IT simple.